Like I said, it was so obvious that even just people that just simply worked at a construction site started to understand what was going on or about things going on in the world. You know, like I said, a lot of people knew that the banks and everything else and blah blah. Like it's not that hard to get ahead. It's not that hard to have a fair amount of money. It's not that hard to do stuff. Not that hard for Zachary to pull down women's underwear with a gun. I forget how many years Zachary actually spent in jail. Bill Gates. Anyway, whatever. Because he was a foreign exchange student, I think they let him off with leniency and just let him go home or something like that. And he was supposed to serve jail time, but I don't think he did. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Considering I designed the whole idea of diplomats and everything else, and diplomacy and everything else like that, it was all me. It's all my ideas. It's all my things that we just did. And it seemed to make it better. Seemed to do better. Like I say, it's kind of funny seeing what's his name, that guy in Korea or whatever, standing up and being like, how long before they start killing us? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, you know, the human race and the stupid kids and blah 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 and the SWAT whatever, and all that other stuff. All that stuff. Like I said, I had professionals too, all around the world. Like I said, I am the basis for. We started the Scottish Police Department, the the English Police Department, even the Irish Police Department. All police departments for all, you know, basically based on my ideas. Forensic science, all that stuff. Anyway, it took a while to do it. Anyway, I even probably invented the dump truck and the transfer trailer. But who cares? Like I said, I used to build steamships. You think building a semi or a dump truck is hard? And what I did was I bought a couple companies and just had them doing some stuff. Mostly it was for my expeditions and stuff like the Alaskan Fuel Line and some of these other ones. Like I said, some people went up there and couldn't do it, and I think some British people or some of my German people went up there and figured it out for them. Yeah, whatever. Like I said, steel even has to be made differently for cold weather. I'd forgotten about that. That even the steel is different. It affects the steel in extreme cold weather. So anyway, I'd forgotten about that. I'd forgotten about a lot of stuff. Like they would say, he's forgotten about more things than we'll ever know. Yes, I probably have. It's definitely true. They said, I'm not a logbook. I just simply live that long. That's what the difference is between the real Lucifer and the real non-Lucifer. Like I said, lots of people running around, like I said, Nixon or JFK or Jimmy Carter or some of the people in the White House were watching the film so they could try and lie and try and fool everyone, saying blah, 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 maybe trying to give a more accurate blah, blah. Like I said, I had lots of film records. I had lots of films, and they were watching them all, researching them so they could try and fool everyone. It's like, I lived it. There's a difference. There's a difference between living a situation and actually watching some stupid film about it. There's a difference between actually being the one deciding all these things and being the one who doesn't. At some point in time, what's his name? Rick Bush or Rick Bash, aka my neighbor, would be like, "Oh, how do we know he's not the real one?" Blah, blah, blah. It's like, shut the fuck up, you stupid idiot. I said other people are like, well, and I say, shut the fuck up. That's why I stopped talking to people at 30 years old, and even 20-year-old people. It's like, you don't understand hardly anything about the universe or what's going on around you. Maybe, like I said, the Hell's Angels would learn the same thing. The Vietnam vets. Originally, I was older than them. Still am. And like I said, they would have been spit on more and persecuted more. And like I said, what the truth of all that was actually ITT Tech or something or something like that. They were actually like messing around with the orders or something like that. I don't really know. There's some allegations about that. How the people that were spitting on them were the people that were actually micromanaging their orders or something like that. The flower child people were actually the ones that were trying to order around the military or something. I don't really know. Like I said, there's a lot of things that came out or blah blah that we found out about that. At least a lot of people said, yeah, but we found out that the orders were actually coming from them. The same people that were spitting on us were the people that actually had us were actually ordering us around. So, yeah, whatever. I don't know if it's true or whatever. Anyway, a lot of things happened. Like I said, Air America was my project, my company. Yeah, whatever. Like I said, I don't care. I paid people to do a job. I set things up. I had things happening. My people were doing things, whatever. Like I said, I was trying to build a railway and a road. But whatever. Anyway, whatever. Lots of people, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, Nixon just put money in accounts and had people paid people and other people who have been stealing and whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like Zachary, Bill Gates. He went after the police department people. Like I said, when they got older, he waited until they're like, well, he was trying to have them killed. Like I said, he edited his bank account or something like that, and then he was taking the money, which he didn't really have, and he was just planning on replacing the money later on, once he made his fortune or whatever. So eventually it would become real. But realistically, he was just paying for people to be killed and going after the police department after he had held his thing. And like I said, I think he was trying to clean up his name or something. That eventually Zachary was just too well known for all kinds of crap. So he changed his name to Bill Gates. Like I said, a lot of people were actually exiled to Guantanamo Bay. And they would have just been locked up there without any any trial or anything. They would have just been forgotten about and locked up. But, like I said, I added in there that even the military had to state who they were holding and also give them a real trial at some point in time. So, like I said, I was the name of America, and besides, like I said, both the Vietnam vets and a lot of people in the American military and the American public were like, fuck. The only way we're going to control this is if this kid is real. So, anyway, they very much needed me. They were in luck, though. Because like I said, I am real. I've always been real. I was just on vacation. I don't know what the big deal is. Anyway, whatever. If anything, they were trying to keep me from knowing who I was and knowing about things. And like I said, I wasn't in the mood to run to the public and be, I mean, I was a 5-year-old kid, and even Rick Bush and Rodney were like, who's gonna believe a little kid? It's like, who cares? Besides, no one had to believe me. I was Lucifer Starr line, builder and inventor of the Titanic. And also, like I say, many other things. So, and like I said, I didn't have to convince my exoskeletons of anything. They simply knew who I was. So they would follow my orders. No convincing, no nothing. Bunch of idiots trying to go, the most believable. Like, oh. It's not about that. It doesn't work like that. That's only with the human race. Like I said, a bunch of idiots thinking that that is what's like on the Earth and what it's like for humans is what it's like throughout the universe. It's like, no, it depends on who you are and what life form you are. Different life forms look at things different ways. There are many societies and many civilizations throughout the universe, and no two are alike most of the time. Like they have different fundamentals, different bases, and blah, blah, blah. A bunch of idiots from Earth thought that it was like that it's like this everywhere. It's like, not really. That's like saying the Japanese government is just like the American government. No, they're somewhat similar, but not the same. You know, and not really all that similar. 60 heads versus a president and vice president. Originally a male-female combination. When America actually did pretty good. It would be considered the Howard Hughes and Amelia Earhart time. Whatever. I understand why they wanted to change their names or whatever. Or hide. I don't know. It depends. It doesn't matter. Because I was just on vacation. I mean, what? I'm 100 trillion years old. You expect me to hold your hand the whole fucking time? I generally only spent like 150 years or 150,000 years with any particular life form type, and I was like, look, there's too many of you for me to be with all of you. So I'm just gonna lead a couple of you, and then you're gonna have to teach your own life form types, you know, about technology and what's going on in the universe. Make your own history and own existence. You know. But there, you know, and I couldn't believe this whole thing of like, there's no life forms out there in the universe. There's no other civilization. Really? You swear? What do you think? All those stars just the Big Bang? They were just suddenly there. Like, no, they weren't. It took hundreds of millions of years for all that to form and happen. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in an instant. Yeah, I don't know where the Big Bang came from. Maybe from me. Because, you know, there was a very large explosion and we could actually do it. But it depends. I mean, a computer artificial intelligence program, or computers, AI or now technology, you know, can do things that you couldn't even be able to dream of. You know. So anyway, like I was trying to tell Rodney, you can't really comprehend or understand what I was before, or what it's like. It's beyond. I can't even comprehend it. I was trying to tell them, but they didn't really understand. You're bluffing, Brian. Like, oh my God. My name's Lucifer. Do you mind? And then trying to say Lucifer is a bad name? No. I was the best person in the universe. That's why America got away with so much. Why people got away with so much. Because I was this perfect life form, whatever. This perfect person. That's why a lot of people were trying to become me or trying to pretend that they were me. Because I was so perfect. No one would ever believe that I would ever do anything wrong. But it's like, well, you know, I admit my mistakes. I had made mistakes, you know. Some of them had cost a lot of lives. But, you know, you can't predict everything. And you can't, like, be that perfect. Like I said, at some point in time, I knew I was doomed. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do this government, this American government. This should solve all other problems and do whatever. If it doesn't, I don't know. You know, this is my best guess for how to deal with chaos. So, anyway, like I said, most people would consider my best guess as fact. So, anyway, I said, and I put it out there. I was like, if anyone could come up with a better government, go for it. But this is my best guess. So, it took me 7 months or so, or 9 months, to actually figure out or design the American government, basically, or at least the theory of it. The rest of it was just people just doing it, and they did. Like I said, it was fine until about 1920 or so, when basically a bunch of people were killing a bunch of people, and like I say, it's like, you. Yeah, whatever. Like I said, most of the bad stuff happened around 1920 or some year. I said I don't even care. It's like, you know, a bunch of idiots running around with Tommy guns or 100 mag clips, which they got from Germany. It's a German-made gun or something like that. So anyway, whatever. And only government issue, by the way.